Just talking about Rauw. What is the beginning of y'all's relationship and how did that lead into working on this record with him?
I check my phone and I see Rauw's messaging me saying like, keep turning up, don't fucking stop. This shit gotta be a fucking spam.
Oi is like obviously a huge song. What is a oi?
Oi is everywhere. That's how they say, hey, what's up? Oi. A lot of people are calling us the bridge for an attitude. We're bridging people that would never talk with each other. We're opening people's palates and we're building the bridge not only between like the Latin and the US, but just different cultures as well because we are multicultural.
They always go for like you guys first online.
We had a dictatorship. DR was the first country that was colonized, meaning we had a longer amount of time of whitewashing, brainwashing. So that means that makes us more ignorant or bigoted. For people that think like, I have to do this kind of music because that's what's popping right now, you really don't. You might not get your flowers right now, but if you keep consistent over it, you're gonna birth children.
I just want to let other people know the difference between copying or being very influenced.
You could start sounding like Cardi, you could start sounding like Ye, you could start sounding like Kendrick, but along the line, you have to start taking a good look in the mirror. It's like who I am, what am I bringing? Because everybody's bringing something to this industry.
Yep, welcome back to the Frequency with Gabe P, a show where I just invite dope creatives, artists, all that good stuff, all those good people that I just find interesting, love their music, love their content. And today, we have our first duo on the show, Planta Industrial in the building, aka the Dark Knight Sasso. My guys, first of all, welcome to the show. Thank you guys for doing this, you know what I'm saying?
Thank you for having us.
So excited.
Happy to be here, man.
No, thank you. So excited to have you guys here because we've known each other for like about a year now.
Yeah.
And in this past year, it's been like so cool watching the rise of the duo, right? Like we've been on such a journey. Sasso, you've had an incredible moment with Rauw this year as well too. And we're gonna get to all that, right? But I think the one thing, because like, you know, we party, we hang out, you know what I'm saying? We had the release party last week, and like the one thing that's I never really got to speak to you guys about is like the origins of the duo, right? So I want to take it like all the way back to the very beginning, right? How did first of all, because we were just chopping up about like moving around the Bronx and whatnot. So where are you two both originally from in the Bronx?
So I grew up on Zariga and Castle Hill. So, you know, 6 line.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's 6 line. I grew up on Kingsbridge. I was in between the 1 and the 4 or D train, right? So then, like I was telling you, like in the end of 8th grade, my parents moved to Throgsneck. So I was like on the 6 line. And then I went to my high school in Monsignor Scanlon.
And that is where we met.
And he went to Scanlon.
Because our high school was on the 6th line. So it was like the closest, kind of like, because we went to Catholic school. So it was like the closest Catholic school that was kind of co-ed. I didn't want to go to all boys school.
Facts, I was not with that.
It was a dub for that. So Scanlon was kind of like the easiest school to go to and the more convenient, you know.
But Sasso was a grade younger than me.
Okay, so you guys are a year apart.
Yeah, a year apart.
It's interesting because I feel like all the people who I've grown close to who are from the Bronx, like pretty much everybody I know has gone to a Catholic school for the most part. Like, you know, whether it be Dante or Ash, like a lot of people I know went to these Catholic schools instead of like public schools, which makes me wonder like why is that such like a popular thing in the Bronx? It's not really like that like in other places. Like they have the schools, but people aren't really like, it's not to the point where it's like I know people from Queens, like mad people from Queens who go to Catholic schools or Brooklyn. Like
that's a good observation, man. I never thought about looking at Bronx Catholic school like the circuit of what that is compared to like the Brooklyn, Queens, and like how the Bronx that's more prevalent. Now it's kind of going away. You know, like a lot of schools are closing down.
Preston closed down.
Preston.
Oh, that's where my ex went. She went to Preston.
Ursula closed down, right? Ursula.
Yeah, I guess people caught on at these schools because I'm giving it a bug. Like Scanlon was a public school with uniform. Like we were wilding in that school. We were doing crazy shit. We probably weren't doing to the extent of like my friends that went to Clinton or Kennedy.
Right.
Or you know what I mean? But like we were wilding out. You know what I mean? And I fucked with it more because like the girls had the uniforms and we.
It was co-ed. It was co-ed.
Yeah, it was co-ed.
And just the uniforms was crazy.
What were the uniforms?
No, the girls would be like rolling up their skirts because
like
they wanted to like get attention from the boys, and we there, and I'm just like.
It was like I feel like we was in Rebelde, like the fucking TV show from Mexico.
Yeah, no, it was very,
you know what I mean?
very.
It's like a lot of like rebels, but also wearing like the little uniforms, but also being in the Bronx. So, you know, like we had a lot of, we had a lot of things, you know, like a lot of bodies. Shit like that.
I feel like Catholic school, like it makes sense. Like the people who I'm friends with from the Bronx who went to Catholic school grew up to be who they are now. Like including you guys. It's like I feel like all my friends who went to Catholic school, right? Because I went to public school, but like all y'all grew up to be extremely rebellious, and you even get that in the music that you make, right? But like, how did like some of those high school experiences like shape who you are now? Because you guys were like, oh, we're doing all types of shit in this school. Like, what were kind of some of those things that you feel like were like key moments in like Catholic school that kind of turned you into who you are now?
I would say kind of just fucking, we used to do this a lot. I mean, we grew up in the era of Sidekick, right? Yeah. So that means like everybody's phone was getting stolen in the locker rooms, you know, so everybody knew not to leave their phone in their lockers because people were going to break in the lockers or whatever. But you just used to like do shit like roll dice, fucking do graffiti and like, just like little teenage shit that it really wasn't a big deal, to be honest, but it was just like, we were just kids, so we were just naturally rebellious, you know what I mean? And it almost didn't make sense how they were putting so many rules on us, but we still had to go back to the hood or like going outside, you might have somebody that want to jump you or some shit, like just like how every high school is. So it's like we're still in the hood, so it's like
same shit.
But it's like
it's the same shit.
They go inside and they impose all these rules. Oh, you should be this, this, and this, and then we got to go outside and kind of just deal with the real world. You know what I mean? So it was a lot. It was basically public school, but with uniform. Then like I don't know how to explain it, but
like I had a religion teacher, and I'm pretty sure you had her too. I don't want to say her name, but like she's walking around, she's bending over, she got a whole tramp stamp, and it's just like again, we were Bronx kids just in a school that you needed uniform, and we had religion class. Like that was the only difference than us going somewhere else.
Really?
You know what I mean? Like it was bad kids. Like at the end of the day, half of us still had to go back to the projects or somewhere else. Like nothing changed because we went into that school.
They also gave a lot of like assistance, like a lot of like student aids, that type of stuff. So even people who were from other like tax brackets could still get into a Catholic school with different
I think it was a whole scam, to be honest. You know what I mean? Like, yo, we accept anybody. If you got no money, we're going to give you some assistance. Because they're going to get the bread regardless. You know what I mean? Anyway, I don't want to get too deep into, like, religion and how I think it's all, like, a scam, you know, for the most part. But it's the same shit.
I think, like, like at the bottom of, like, there's, like, religion up top, and then you get to, like, the bottom, and you get to, like, the schools and the this and the that. Because, like you said, like, the whole point of going to a Catholic school is, like, your parents want you to have, like, a better education or a better environment. But, like you said, like, it's not much different than, like, going to a public school. Like, you still got people outside waiting to, like, jump you if you get into something bad, or you still got to go back to where you're from, and you know, like the environment that you grew up in, like even if you're out of it for a couple hours a day, that doesn't really change all that much because you still got to go back at the end of the day.
That's really what it is.
Or it probably worked back then, like with the Irish, because you know the Irish were here way before us, and they brought all that. You know what I mean? So that probably worked back then, but by the time we got here, like,
but for Latinos,
I was just saying that because back in the day, you know, the Bronx had more white people than it was than when we got there. You know what I'm saying? It was all Italians, all Irish, so it was heavily Catholic. Like the Bronx still has a lot of like Catholic parades and stuff like that. So it was part of the culture of the Bronx. It had a lot of Catholic schools, a lot of Catholic middle school. I went to Catholic middle school. I went to public school when I first got here, and then I moved. They moved me to Catholic middle school. And it was through that I was able to go to Catholic high school through like they do these little things like, hey, if you go to the middle school, you could get a like half off or whatever into high school. So that's how it was easier to afford along the line. Yeah. And I even went to a Catholic college because it trickled down.
Right.
Like I went to Mount St. Vincent in the Bronx, and I was still getting like the same scholarship that I was getting from elementary school into college.
That's wild.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so it was just easier. Like it just made it easier for me. Like, and it also kept people. It's a business, but it also kept people in like to them and their ideas, like their belief system. It's like, you know, we're getting Catholics getting enrolled into a Catholic college. Like it's good for the.
Yeah, I'm still stuck on the tramp stamp teacher, the religious ed tramp stamp teacher.
You know, she was a good teacher too.
Nah, that's she was a great teacher.
She was a great teacher. And
she
was
became, she like ranked up, and I had already graduated.
She ranked up. I'm not gonna hold you.
I already graduated, and she's like, "Oh, you want to come?" Because I was the artist of the. I was always painting. I was like, "Yo, you want to come teach art and be a part of the staff?" And I'm like, "Oof." I was like, nah.
It's funny because like, so I went to like high school in LA, so it's funny, and I had like a lot of friends who went to Catholic school too. But it's funny like hearing your experiences versus like our experiences, because I feel like a lot of my friends who graduated middle school and then they went to Catholic school, all of them came back to public school at the end of the day. Like like nobody lasted like the whole 4 years. Like second year, like half my friends came back. Third year, the rest of them came back, and then we all just finished public school together.
Yeah,
it's very like different, but very interesting because they just, I don't know, they kind of had like on LI they have like the all girls all boys school, and like they didn't like it. My parents tried to put me in Catholic school too. It didn't work.
Nah.
It wouldn't have worked for me either.
I wasn't able to do like St. Ray's or where Ash went. Ash went to
Hayes.
Cardinal Hayes.
Yeah, I couldn't do any of that. I was like,
Yeah, we couldn't do I couldn't do all boys school.
Well, you say you were painting back then, right? Like, how artistically, like, what were you guys doing back then? Were you guys even making music or?
Nah, man. Like,
I wasn't.
Again, like, we met in high school. Then after that, I graduated first. I moved to Orlando to pursue like graphic design, digital arts.
Full Sail?
Full Sail, yeah. I went to Full Sail. Got out of there 2 years. So I was like, had a bachelor's at 19. I'm just like, I'm mad young. I don't know what to do with my life. And I'm like, yo, fuck applying for these jobs. I'm gonna make my own brand. And I started this brand called Quarter Water. And I was just like really making some moves in the city. But I was still very young. I couldn't get into the clubs. I wanted to try to sneak in with my brother's ID. And then like one of our friends, shout out my homegirl Frances. I don't know if you met Frances. You probably did. She like through Ash, but like she like was like, yo, you got to come to the city. Like you got to come to the meatpacking district and let's bring you out here because nobody in Dykeman, nobody in the Bronx is like gonna really appreciate the clothes that you're making. And I went out there and that opened up my mind. And I'm just like coming back to the Bronx and telling all my homies like, yo, we need to like switch this shit up. Yeah. Like it's cool. Like we had a lot of people that we looked up to, like Slow Bucks, a lot of shit that was like in the hood.
Not slow. Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like very much in the hood, but that was just like, that should just open up everything. And I was like, nah, from this point on, I'm dedicated to this because honestly, we coming from the Bronx, our parents are Dominican, like we're very much hustlers, and it was like we want to make some bread. Yeah. And that was like the goal. But then during that journey, it was kind of like I didn't want to lose myself to just that. And then I started coming back and giving back to the community in the hood. And then Sasso, funny enough, he can tell you this, he was studying to be a lawyer.
Really?
Yeah, so I was studying to be a lawyer, and it got to the point that I couldn't, like, I took the LSAT twice, like, I was ready to fucking just do that. Worked at the courthouse. I worked for a personal injury attorney. Like, I'm telling you, I was in there. Defense attorney, all that. And I got to the point where I couldn't afford to keep applying, keep going to school, just for, like, family reasons. Like, a lot of stuff was going on. And that's how I transitioned to music. Like, I was just always around artists. Like, I was always the one in the, out of the group that was doing something that was not art. You know what I mean? So I was just influenced by all of my friends who were already doing art. So when it came for me to do it, it wasn't like a hard transition, or it was a hard thing for people to start supporting me, right? Like, it wasn't people like, what the fuck, this guy's doing music now? Like, what? No, it was people who were already artists. Like, oh, you're doing music? Fuck yeah, like, let's pump your shit.
Let's join this whole
yeah, so it was easy. It was easy
Rauw.
to go. It's like, all right, you guys fucking convinced me. I'm gonna do the same shit that you guys are doing.
So you kind of had to get, like, dragged into it a little bit.
It wasn't life dragged me in.
Life dragged you in.
Like, because I very much feel like I'm in alignment with what I'm supposed to be doing with life. So it just, life just did what it had to do in order for me to do it.
It put you in the right position.
It put me in a position where it was like, my back was against the wall. I had to get a regular job. Like, all I was doing was studying for school, and I think at that time I was like walking dogs and working at Paris Baguette or some bullshit like that. You know what I mean? Like, just getting like part-time, you know, just hustling, walking dogs, trying to get into law school. Anyway, I dropped one song, I think it was like 2017, and people went crazy. Like, in the sense of like not only the shock, but it was like the sound was different. At that time, there was not a lot of Latin people that was doing baile funky. Now there's a lot. Everybody's doing Brazilian shit. Yeah. But back in the day, it was still like very much in the underground in New York and in Dykeman. At that time in Dykeman, it was like the fucking boom boom granada, like gata 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 gata. You remember that song, like boom boom granada? Yeah. Anyway, that was the only shit that was really going on. So I kind of took advantage of that, and I made that my signature sound was like mixing baile funky. At that time, not a lot of people were doing Jersey Club, so I was doing Jersey Club. I was doing a lot of stuff that people were just like, yo, who the fuck? Like, how? And I think for me, it was easy for me to tap into those sounds early because I was already hanging around folks who were artists.
Yeah.
So it would just turn people left. Anyway, so I've been doing music for like 8-9 years since then. I just been nonstop. I dropped a project, and once it came to me dropping new music, AKA was already doing music.
Right.
You know,
years
the
later.
clothing, like, yeah, I'm fast forwarding like fucking 8 years. Obviously, you can ask
years
questions about
later.
whatever, but I kind of just
Yeah.
want to culminate it a little
So
bit.
you're already making music for years.
Sasso's doing music.
And then, yes.
I have my fashion brand, also a fine artist, painting,
Right, yeah.
and I'm doing my thing. But then I'm always there with Sasso for
We're
8
all part of the
years,
same friend group. Like, you know, we got people that
giving
are,
whatever. We all giving each other advice.
Yeah.
Like, yo, maybe you should try this. Maybe you should try that. And then we start like for years. We've already been working.
Right.
Like, this is my guy. You know what I mean? And vice versa. So like 8 years of us working, I finally end up doing music because
we convinced him. It was like,
they,
all right,
they were
fine.
like, bro, you hear writing shit, you hear with these ideas, just do it. I'm like, I don't know if I could really do that. But they're like, just try it, you never know. It's like, yo, fuck it. Did it, dropped the song, just started making some buzz in Brooklyn and underground. And then Sasso's like, oh, nah, let's go. Like, we've been working together for 8 years. You drop a song, is making some noise. We have to. It's only right that we make a song together.
Yeah.
And then we dropped That's My Bitch.
And then the rest is fucking history.
And that shit just blew up.
Right.
And it's like, we're on the phone like, all right, it's not Sasso featuring AKA or AKA featuring Sasso. We need to just turn this into something. And then
My
just
fault, I'm a little sick.
Planta Industrial just...
Are you a little sick?
Just a little bit, because, you know, I was in the Rauw show, so it's like, we had to do 3 shows back to back, and then we did a bunch of shows. Anyway,
He's recovering.
I'm just recovering from tour.
Because
But
from when you saw us,
Just in
Yeah.
case the mic gets fucked up, I
you
just
saw us,
want to apologize.
the next
ahead of time.
morning we
No,
got
you-
on a plane to LA, had one night of rest. I got food poisoning. We performed in LA. Drive to Pomona, California, do a whole nother festival.
Yeah.
Come back. I fucked up my shoulder in the pit.
Yeah, in the mosh pit.
I couldn't move my arm. Then Sasso gets called like, yo, Rauw wants you in Puerto
Right.
Rico. Fly over there. You know how this shit
so
is.
we
It's
were in the
just-
middle of tour, and we had to cancel like a lot of stuff just to go, which very grateful for. That was an
Right, yeah,
amazing
yeah, yeah,
experience.
yeah.
But yeah, I was fucked. I'm still recovering from that.
It's okay. We gonna
Yeah.
we gonna come back to that. But so That's My Bitch was like that was the first
Yeah,
real
yeah.
Planta record together. Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
It was funny because Dante and I were talking about this last night. I was gonna bring this up later in the project, but I think now's like a good time to like talk about it because it's kind of like we were talking about how like That's My Bitch, like is the origin of that kind of like a flip of like Brandy and Monica's like The Boy Is Mine, because we were so like we were talking. So how did that record come about, and how did like you guys kind of like
Right.
figure out that flip and turn it into this?
Right. So, you know, it might have been subconsciously. I don't want to say fully no. But obviously, you know, we listen to so much music that we don't know, like, sometimes where the influence are coming from until it's manifested, right?
Yeah.
But we got the beat off of YouTube, first
Wow.
and foremost.
Yeah, that was a
But
Who produced it?
Dutch Revs.
Okay.
Dutch Revs. Shout out to Dutch Revs. He fucking started this whole movement. Sonically, just by fucking randomly choosing him and his production for this. But I just went to Drew's crib one day and I was just like, all right, man, so now that we're gonna do the song together, like, I knew what it was that we wanted. So we wanted something like post-punky, something pop, something catchy. Because the thing is, at the end of the day, we make music not only just to fulfill artistic pursuits and like ourselves, but we do music for the masses.
Sure.
So it's like we want to make something that people are just gonna, obviously that's refreshing, is different, but also hasn't heard me doing something like that before. Because before that, I was just doing baile funky. You know what I'm saying? So now it's just something pop and punk. So yeah, we went on YouTube, we found this beat, we sped it up, and one of the first like words that came up in my mind was just, "That's my bitch, that's my bitch, that's my bitch." And Drew was like, "Okay, we could work with that. Like, what about my bitch?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
my
yeah.
bitch, or that's my bitch. Oh, it's both of ours. It's both of ours." And
Right.
then we just started riffing off of like, "Oh, no, that's your bitch, and there's also my bitch." But it's like, now we should start talking about, what do you do with that bitch, and what do I do with that bitch, and why she's better off with me, and why she's better off with you. And we could start like, and that's how like that idea, woo. And then we took it to the studio, and then we built that bridge where it's like, yo no quiero decir que sí o que no. Where it's like we bring other people involved, and it's like, oh, other people are watching, and the streets is talking.
I seen her with
yeah,
I seen her with AK. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So like, also to answer your question, like the whole That Boy's Mind thing was not part of the creative process.
It wasn't, but of course.
But it's so similar that it's like, oh shit, we really made our version of that type shit. You know what I mean? And like,
it wasn't in our mood board at all. But I'm glad that people could reference that because it's a fucking thing that people go through all the time. Like, of course, like, but yeah, it wasn't an influence, but it was like, it was a great. That was the process of That's My Bitch.
I was about to say all this based off a true story.
No.
Nah, the thing is that Drew likes different types of shorties than me.
We have a very split.
But
like,
they
wait. So
they
whose taste is who?
Huh?
Whose taste is who? Cause I saw a lot of at the party. I saw like a wide range, right? Like I saw like what me and my friends like to call Hispanic at the disco, right?
Hispanic at the disco is fire.
That's fire, right? That's fire. That's what my friends used to say about my ex. My ex was Hispanic at the disco.
Got it.
So I see like the Hispanic at the disco at the party, but like I saw a very wide. I was like, I like they flavors because like you had every type of flavor at the party.
Word.
I mean, just like how we like music, how we like food, we like a vast variety of things.
Respectfully, yeah.
So like the whole room was split. It went from Hispanic at the disco to some hood chick. And that could have possibly been me. And then there's a whole like very Afrocentric, you know what I mean? Like,
and that probably.
And then that to a whole other, like a good like bookworm nerdy girl that's like down, and that's like this side, and and sometimes it overflows or whatever. But again, like we're here to just appreciate the fans and just whoever's coming to us loving our music. We appreciate it. Honestly, like our comment section could go from like a fucking some 48-year-old hood dude from the Bronx that's like, yo, I don't even listen to this and this is fire. And to a little kid in Chile that's like, yo, let's go. You know what I mean?
Like a lot of people are calling us the bridge for an attitude or like a lot of people are calling us like what people have been missing. We're bridging people from that would never talk with each other. You know what I mean? We're bringing people from the hood. Like we got people from the projects. We make fucking bouncer music. All the bouncers fuck with us.
The bouncers, they love it. Everywhere we go, it's like the bouncers like, oh, the fucking I was like,
which is amazing, right?
Yeah.
So then we also have like the people who are obviously like not too much on the punk, know too much about the punk movement, but they like just like the refreshing energy. And obviously, I'm bringing my fan base into this endeavor called Planta Industrial. So people that will fuck with like my Palo shit is also fucking with this. It's like, yo, I never knew I would like this, but it's like, you've made it possible for me to like rock music. You made it possible for me to like punk music and all this like this world that you guys are building. So it's like we're opening people's palates and we're building the bridge not only between like the Latin and the U.S., but just different cultures as well, you know what I mean? Because we are multicultural.
Yeah, because I feel like we're also like around the same age, so we all grew up listening to like rock music too. And punk. And I feel like in Hispanic households, it's always kind of like a little taboo to be into that, especially if you're into like if you're like really into like grunge rock. We all had that phase when we were growing up, I'm sure, and it was just like our parents were kind of like, "Why are you listening to this?" You know what I'm saying? Or like, I don't know if you guys had like a metal phase. I had like a little metal phase, and like that metal phase was definitely very like. My mom was like, "What are you doing?"
Right.
Very intense. And I think that's what's so cool about like y'all's movement now, and even y'all's parties. Because even for the EP release party, like I got two like really funny stories from like y'all's parties at this point, which is what I appreciate. Because like I'm like, damn, like every time I've gone to something with Planta, I've left there with a story.
Yeah.
Right. The first part of the story was at the last one was that, besides them mosh pitting to All I Want for Christmas at the end, which I thought was. Yeah. That was like my point. I was like, I think it's time for me to leave, but I'm gonna leave after I see this. What? Oh, pull my jacket out because it's blocking the. Thank you. But what I loved so much was like they went from playing like Daddy Yankee, like early 2000s like reggaeton edits to like Linkin Park. And I remember like the Linkin Park came on. I'm like, wow, I really found my people.
Yeah.
That's what it is. That's how we got cool in school. You know what I mean? It was just a whole bunch of people that. It didn't matter what you did.
Yeah.
I played basketball, but Salsa played volleyball, and like it didn't matter what you did. Like usually, people like separate themselves with that, but then it was just like just because we like the same fucking music, we could just chill. You know what I mean? We could just chill, light up, whatever, and just like listen to whatever the fuck you want, and nobody's judging you. Or matter of fact, you putting me onto a little something that I didn't really lock into, but like I think this generation really grew up very open-minded because we have more access. We had YouTube early. We had LimeWire early. You know what I mean? We had MTV Hits where it would go from Candy Shop to Mr. Brightside, like one song to the next. It wasn't like you had a specific channel for a genre. They was just throwing everything at you. You know what I mean? And we soaked all that shit up. And then on top of that, Sasso and I grew up from DR to the Bronx back and forth. Like I did my freshman year in DR actually. And then I moved to like Philly, then I went to Scandal. Like it was a whole bunch of shit, but still with all that, it was like we were getting so much culture back to back. Like
like I grew up in DR and I moved here when I was 12. Like 11, 12, like almost.
Where in DR?
La Capital.
Okay.
So I'm from Santo Domingo.
Same.
Shout out to Los Rios.
And then we find out, we find out that we live close to each other in DR too.
Minutes away from each other, but we never met. We met here. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like every time we would go back, we would try to link up. Like he was like one of my first friends from here in New York that would go to DR and like will know my life out there and then will know my life here. You know what I'm saying? That was special because obviously like I lived two different lives.
No, we really were locked in. We were very synced. Out of the whole group, like we were very synced on like our specific upbringing. Like being not only from the Bronx, but living in DR, and not only living in DR, living in a very specific part of DR.
Exactly.
Which
it's
was like we were introduced
coded.
to a lot of rock music there because there was a lot of fucking, what they call them now, los popis. We moved from the hood in DR to where the popis are at.
They used to call us like rockeros or darks.
And back then it was like jevito.
What's a popi?
Jevito. Popi is somebody that's middle, upper class people.
Okay.
And people, but it's more of a cultural thing because
it's kind of like preppy.
Preppy.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't
think
know.
that's probably where
I think
they
that's
got
probably
poppy.
where they got the word
Oh,
poppy from.
that'd be
because
fucking
preppy,
hilarious.
Poppy,
yeah, they you know,
Poppy, preppy, yeah.
But it's like that. But then like they also are like they're preppy, but they're listening to Linkin Park, and then they also on the low are listening to El Lapi.
Yes.
But it's crazy because you see how it's taboo for us to listen to rock music.
Yeah.
In their household, it's taboo for them to listen to the hood rap.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
But we came from that side of DR, so when we moved to the other side, bro, there was points where I was like, I don't even listen to bachata. Like, I'm like honestly, I have an American passport. Like, I'm American technically, and I love bachata, and y'all literally Dominican, and y'all like trying to shit on it. Like, it was.
And they would actively be like, we don't like that.
Yeah, they were like, ew. You know what I mean? Like girls would be like, "What bachata? We're not playing that."
They were teenagers, so it's like
it's
like, oh, you guys listen to that old music? Like, listen to this. Fucking puts on some Coheed Cambria, some System of a Down, some fucking this is what's popping. Like, you know.
And maybe that's why when we get to the studio, our brains are like, I don't know, because to me, people are like, "Yo, what the fuck?" And I'm like, thinking like, "Yo, is this not normal?" You know, like, is this not normal to do? But now that I'm hearing all this shit and I'm reliving this life, I'm like, yo, we had a fucked up little scrambled egg of a life. Like,
yeah, I think like Planta Industrial works because it's like, it's a sonical combination of the sounds that we grew up with. You know, it's like we're compressing everything in one. Obviously, like when you hear Anormales, it has like the post-punk and then it has the reggaeton. Like those are two different sides that never, within our lifetime, has been crossed. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just a fusion of just sounds. And fucking remember walking down East Tremont, you know what I mean, listening to fucking My Chemical Romance. It would just be like 50 Cent playing with somebody's car. Like it would just be like those situations, those scenarios in life where just like, see, those moments were special for our musical palette. You know what I mean? So I think that's why it works for us, because we're not forcing it. This is something that we literally just grew up, and how me and Drew grew up, we didn't force it. The way me and Drew was helping me, it wasn't forced. Like none of this is forced, so it's like that's why I'm saying it's very much in alignment, like with me doing music, because it's like
Organic.
all of this shit is you know.
It feels organic. And then also
organic.
everybody, there's a lot of people that, like, you grew up like, kind of similar. Like you just said, like, you know what I mean? Like I heard Daddy Yankee to Linkin Park, you was like, I found my people.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like a moment for everyone that's like, wow. And it sometimes it's just that simple. Like people have peanut butter, people had jelly, and one person was like,
Put them together. Let's put
and
them
like,
together.
oh shit, like so like, so that's how I see it.
How would you guys describe like your individual sounds, like outside of just the group? Because you guys, like, together, obviously, you guys make up Planta, but individually, like, you guys have your own very unique sounds. You were talking about the music that you used to make, and, like, obviously, you coming on and making music later on. Like, how would you describe, like, as individuals?
I think, like, me, because I was more so like a writer for a long time, helping my friends and other people, and everyone had a different genre. Not everyone was doing the Baile funk stuff that Salsa was doing. I was helping girls do ballads. I was helping people write R&B. And I'm just like, I guess that trained me to kind of be on some, like, I guess I want to call it like a chameleon type thing. Like, at least writing. Not appreciating the music, but writing to it. Yeah. And it's like, I don't know. I just would just do whatever. But it was easier for me to use other people as a vessel because they were the ones singing. I know your voice, I know your voice, I know your voice, so I can write to that. I had to then find my voice to write to myself. And then, like, I guess that's where I come in as, like, more of the experimental because I'm just still, I don't know, I feel like I'm still finding myself. So everything that we do, you can hear me on different songs. If you pay attention, I sound different on every song in a way.
Yeah.
Until then, it's like it's weird. I don't know. I'm just super.
I would say like that question is so important for I guess like the audience to kind of pin us down. But we started off in this game just being so chameleon-like. For example, like when my last recent project is called Cocolo. I dropped it in 2023. It was 7 tracks, and each track was a different genre. So like it was one palo, one dembow, one drill, one baile funky, one electronic. So it was just like I came into this industry kind of wearing different hats. So I wouldn't say, I don't know what to say genre-wise, but I want to say message-wise has always been Afrocentric. Speaking about my experience just being, Black and being Caribbean and Latino, and my experience like with that in DR and my experience with that here. Obviously, everybody's like waking up to that now with social media and just like raising awareness on like, the things that are happening with Haiti and the DR Haiti conflict and stuff like that. I'm always talking about those topics with my music. Yeah. But sonically, like genre-wise, I'm all over the place. Yeah. So I wouldn't, but I did start off with Baile Funky because Baile Funky was my first love. I fell in love with Baile Funk, and that's what made me start doing music. When I thought about like, fuck it, I'm dropping out of law school or applying to go to law school, I'm gonna do music. What do I want to do? Baile Funk.
Have you made that trip to Brazil yet or no?
No. And fuck, man, I've been so busy with shows and stuff. I got invited to one of my best friend's wedding. I can't even make it to Brazil because he's having it in Brazil. Right. But I'm sure and I'm positive that
so you gotta
when
go to
Planta,
Brazil.
I know when Planta goes to Brazil.
Movie.
Yeah, I think
so.
so.
With todos los poderes, like it's gonna be at the right time. I feel like again because I stay talking about alignment, like the way everything is just aligning itself. Even like in this industry, I've been here for a really long time at this point. What I would think, almost a decade is kind of like I felt like I dodged a lot of bullets because I could have gotten popping doing this baile funk shit. Like because I came out around the same time that Chucky 73 came out. And shout out to Chucky, I fucking love him. I fuck with Chucky, and he took that baile funky shit to the next level. You know what I'm saying? And I could have gotten popping and gotten signed like real early, but I didn't. Probably I didn't know enough. Probably I wasn't like developed as an artist enough. So all these things are aligned. All that to say, I've been doing baile funky. All that to say, now that Planta's here, once we go to Brazil, and the right time, right moment is a wrap.
But we're still doing. Sorry to cut you off. Like
no, you're good.
We're still working on like mixing the genres with baile funk So we still have 2 other EPs that are supposed to drop. You know what I mean? Like, and we're not losing any of that. All of that is still part of it. Like, you know what I mean? Let's bring it. We got a bachata. Like, we got so much shit happening, but it's just the Planta version of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The more like grunge version.
It's just us. Like,
I guess like now you'll see it. Like all of our songs are different, one from the other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the EP has so many different sounds. Volume 2 and Volume 3 is going to be the same way.
Well, you're talking about like the Afrocentric message in your music, right? And obviously that has always been kind of like the contention of like conversation online, especially like with Dominicans and Dominican artists and whatnot. You know, you see the memes online of like the, what is it? Is it Gottfried? He has like the I Know Black, I Dominican thing.
Yeah.
Like, do you feel like, right. Do you feel like that, you know, you even mentioned how like now the conversation is a lot more, I guess, accepting, you know what I'm saying? I guess within Dominican, I'm Puerto Rican, so I can't really speak to this. Why I'm asking.
But it does
like,
happen in Puerto Rico.
It does happen in Puerto Rico a lot too.
Black people in Puerto Rico. Yeah.
A lot of people in Puerto Rico. But obviously, like they always go for like you guys first online. Like they're always quick to go for you.
Yeah, I would say is because you know we had a dictatorship, and also I have to note, DR was the first country that was colonized, so we were colonized longer than the U.S. You know what I mean? Meaning we had a longer amount of time of whitewashing, brainwashing, all that stuff.
Yeah, it was horrible.
So it's, imagine like, I don't know exactly the number of how many years slavery was in the U.S., but imagine that times 2. That's what the DR had. So it's much more difficult for people to talk about race and those kind of things with a country that has just been through so much whitewashing from the dictatorship and obviously black folks and having a nation like the Dominican Republic wanting to take the blackness away from the island and obviously the indigenous too, as in every other colonized like island or nation. It was difficult to talk about that. So that's why, so that means that makes us more ignorant or bigoted, this, that, and the third. So that's why they come at us more. But they don't understand that that's the reason why. It's just there was a lot more efforts to erase blackness earlier than the U.S. and more than the U.S. because, you know, there was a incident where they slaughtered like 11,000, probably more, I'm fucking up the number, but like 30,000 Haitians at the border. So it was an actual, not only just whitewashing, but it was also genocide. So imagine you trying to tell somebody in DR is like, yo, you're black. You know what I mean? Now, this day and age, obviously because of the internet, it's much more, it's much more of a discussion. But
knowing what's up. Like, you know, we grew up in America. Like, we got out of there.
So
our parents came here, we got out of there, and I just grew up like everybody else.
So it's like I moved here, and I was just like, I was just informed with so much more, you know, through the civil rights movement and the Black empowerment movement, the Black Panthers. There's just much more literature, much more history that does not happen in DR. So we're just much more ignorant. Like everything was just erased through the dictatorship.
Right.
So I'm not excusing my people, Dominicans, but there is a reason behind it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I feel like people should have some grace because had it been in your position, you'd probably be just like, and you, instead of like mocking them, because it's all fun, like, fuck it, it's a joke. Obviously, Godfrey didn't really mean it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, but it's once you really know the reason, if you lived it and you lived in DR, you know how shit goes, you start to be like, yeah, it's a joke, but it's real life. So it's kind of... It's
easy to judge things from the outside, looking and not being actually a part of that culture, understanding, or living on the island for that respect, and like trying to figure out, you know, the nuances behind it.
That type of shit. So
it's
like,
up to us, obviously, to educate everyone else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we got to break that chain, break that cycle. And like, what are you talking about? Why would I be ashamed of where I come from? Yeah. Nobody's making me ashamed of anything, you know what I mean?
And it's funny because, you know, starting off with my music, it was, you know, I was doing Baile funky, like, I guess before it was popular and all this stuff. Like, you know, I got popping doing a Dominican Afro Palo record featuring the queen of Palo in DR, Enero Lisa Núñez, and Grupo Salve Mata Los Indios, mixed it with a Baile funk. That shit blew up. And that trajectory of me keeping that message was why Rauw hit me up for his album. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because now everybody's woken up. You know, Bad Bunny's doing Debí Tirar Más Foto. A lot of it is bomba. A lot of it is going back to your roots, the Taino, the African, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, the diaspora, bro.
the diaspora, like everybody's kind of now speaking the same language, and it's like, and I'm just very happy to see it and being part of it on a grander scale. So it's like, I'm glad for fucking Rauw to just call me, like, yo, I remember when you was doing this shit in like 2019, like 2020, and now you're doing Planta, like, yo, come through. Like now it's time. Like now, that's why it's like a testament. You got to keep working, no matter like which direction you make. Yeah. And that time when I was doing Palo and all that stuff, like I felt like I wasn't really getting the recognition too much. But again, alignment, man. It's happening all at the right time, because it might have not been the right time for me to be with Rauw and like fucking perform at El Choli in front of 20,000 people.
Right.
And now like bringing that sound and fucking fusing it with one of my brothers, one of my best friends, fucking, and under Planta, under this amazing community, joining all these cultures, like it's honestly insane. Planta, what we doing, man, it's actually nuts. Like we're living it in real time, because we've done so much in a year. You know what I mean? And it's kind of every time I talk about it, yeah, like we had 2 Colors episodes. Obviously, we were featured with you guys, which were fucking amazingly like grateful for.
I was just talking to Rauw about that the other day.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for you guys.
Yeah, I think Alex has it. So I think now that the EP is out, we're gonna start rolling out like the
Which song did you do off the EP?
Teteo Bronx.
Okay,
is our biggest record now.
Yeah, we definitely need to get. I'll tell Rauw right now that we need to get that out. I'll tell Rauw right
Let's
now.
schedule that for this month. December.
So, we were just talking about Rauw. Obviously, you were just featured on his latest project. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Because the funny thing was, I just had pressed play, and I was just listening to the project. And then, like, the song come on, I'm like, I know that voice.
Word.
And then, like, I actually looked at the phone. I said, wait. I said, Sasso's on this? This is crazy, right?
It's nuts.
And, you were talking about kind of, like, how, like, where does the beginning of you and Rauw's relationship? Because you kind of just like spoke about it, and it kind of seems like y'all have known each other for a couple of years. So, what is the beginning of y'all's relationship, and how did that lead into working on this record with him?
Yeah, so I'll try to keep this like as compressed as possible. So I this was while Planta was happening, but still like motherfuckers were still working a job. So I was working at Botanical Gardens, and at that time, and I'm just sitting in the office, and like there's other people there. And I'm just like eating my lunch, and then I check my phone, and I see Rauw's messaging me saying like, "No le baje," like, "Yo, don't, like, keep turning up, like, don't fucking stop."
Uh-huh.
And I'm looking around, I'm like, nah, this shit gotta be a fucking spam. But then I check the IG, is actually Rauw, right? I'm looking around, and I'm like, yo, this can't be my fucking life. Rauw just hit me up. Mm-hmm. Later on, he invited us to go see the concert, everything else. And then after the song was recorded, who, by the way, AKA has, we all worked on Caribeño. Shout out to Nino, Dímelo Nino. Shout out to, obviously, El Zorro, Rauw.
Dos Flacos, Guari.
But shout out to our team, Dos Flacos, Guari, AKA. We all put our minds together to create this song that felt both his and mine, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was a meeting of the minds. And Rauw, when I went to go ask him, like, yo, how did you find me, bro? He was like, yo, bro, when you dropped this Cocolo, like, I've been listening to Cocolo. Again, it was a project that was before Planta, like, throughout my journey, I was doing Palo, I was mixing Palo with different elements, with electronic and everything else. So apparently somebody in his team told him about it, and he just kept it in mind. Anyway, he just kept going with his own tours. He obviously has, when it comes to those kind of artists, they plan like concepts years ahead. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? So he peeped me when I dropped that shit early. Yeah. Later on, he opens his TikTok, he sees fucking That's My Bitch, I was going viral, and he's like, yo, wait, I recognize this voice, which is the same thing that you did when you recognized kind of. He was just like, yo, I recognize his voice. It was like, wait, this is Salsa? This is the same guy that did this song called Palo Santo, which is a very important song for DR in terms of like Afro-Caribbean folk music. I did a rendition, or just kind of like my own twist of Palo electronic, featured Enero Lisa Nunez, which is the queen of Palo. He heard the whole album. He loved it. He was just like, listen, man, I need you, I'm doing this thing called Capítulo Cero, which is his Cosa Nuestra, which is his album. He's doing a prequel to it. And it always goes back to the roots. And I remember somebody in our team played us your songs, and I fucked with it. And then now that I see you with Planta, and it's like, you're doing amazing. Like, I want you to be part of this album.
Right.
So then afterwards, you know, we just got to work, and he knew exactly what he wanted from me after listening to me for so many years and not reaching out until later on. That he's just like, this is how I want you to go about it. This is the name of the song. Like, he had everything planned out, and he also made it very easy for me to do what I do, because he essentially wanted my sound specifically to open up his album. That's why it's also track number 2.
Yeah.
So it's like it's an intro to his album, essentially. So
Yeah,
that's
like,
how that
you
happened.
didn't know I mean, no, like they didn't know each other for that many years, but he knew of Saso's project for that many years. So I guess that was like that whole thing.
Did he approach you saying that this is going to be at the beginning of the project? Like,
Yes.
Okay.
Everything was already planned out, and that also goes to say, like, you never know who's listening.
Yeah.
You know, that also goes to a lot of people who feel like they're not getting enough motion or this, that, and the third. But if you know the name of the game, the people that are all the way at the top, they're always listening, they're always watching people that are underground.
Yeah.
And of course, your platform is thankful for, you know, giving eyes and ears to people who are coming up. And Rauw was one of those people that was listening to me. I'm just like, I'm telling you, like, I didn't have no motion when Rauw was listening to me. But mind you, I had the fucking damn near the biggest fucking artist in Puerto Rico saying like, yo, this shit is popping.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So, I mean, had I known that back then, but I didn't know.
You just never know.
I didn't know, and then that's why, again, alignment. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, that's how Rauw reached out. Like, I was just I was at work, bro. Like, motherfuckers, had my uniform, I was at work, and I'm like, yo, this fucking, one of the biggest artists in Puerto Rico is reaching out to do a song. And yeah, it was an amazing experience. Rauw was a fucking great guy, amazing artist, amazing performer. So yeah, it's an honor, man.
Well, and then you got to go to Trolli for his residency.
Hell yeah.
Well, how many days did he do? He did like
he did 5 nights, and I did 3 out of those 5 nights.
And you did 3 out of those 5 nights.
Yeah.
So what was that call like? Because you guys were running around the West Coast and whatnot. So when did you get the call from him to come?
Yeah, I think we were
PR?
eating at an Asian restaurant. I don't know if it was pho or sushi, Asian restaurant. And I just got a call from one of from his main assistant saying like, "Hey, Rauw would like to have you," and we essentially just fuck it. We had the conversation over dinner. It was happening during dinner, and we were just like, "Hey, Rauw wants to fly me to Puerto Rico for 3 nights." And
you know, not for
I was like, "All right,
nothing.
fuck it. We'll cut our flight. You know, we'll change our flights. So everybody go home early. Saso got to go to." So that's how that happened, and you know, I was happy to do it. I felt like it was the right time. I was already on tour, kind of just doing a few shows in LA, so it wasn't like a hard flight to go to Puerto Rico. You know what I mean?
What was the experience like?
Oh, so man, there's so much I have to say, like the production. So Cosa Nuestra, he did 76 cities or 76 shows all over the world, and he pretty much built the Cosa Nuestra universe as a Broadway play. So it was a 3-hour play / concert / everything, and me absorbing that high level of production, that high level of hard work, dedication, focus, because he has a whole team of hundreds of people towards this one idea.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It goes to show like the power of collective focus towards an idea. And it was amazing to see the level of production, because not only does this guy fucking perform for 3 hours, but his team is always on top of everything. There's never like a second to waste during, let's say it's essentially a play. That's how he did his concert, and it was good to see how, even for us, you know, for Planta, how we could bring it to that level, because he's doing it at the highest level.
Right.
So it was a good study for me. It was a great experience. It was the largest amount of people I've performed in front of to this date. Obviously, there's going to be more in the future. Planta is fucking blowing up. So it was like 20,000 people, and it felt natural, man.
I was gonna say, like, all the nerves, like that.
I was only nervous because I was a little under the weather. As I told you earlier in the fucking interview, I was, you know, a little sick from the LA weather and everything that was going on. El Choli is cold as fuck. They didn't tell me that shit, but El Coliseo is cold.
It was cold in there for you?
It was cold.
When I was there for Bad Bunny, it was not cold in there.
Oh, well, that was probably, I mean, people were dancing. I don't know. It was cold.
Yeah.
I think like the first night was really, really cold, and then they turned it down. But yeah, like it was an amazing experience, bro. Like, and it was a great study. It was good for me to see, obviously to be inspired. Honestly, to because Rauw has honored me to give me the platform to be seen by so many people and to be on his album. But it was also for me to be like, yo, you could do this shit too, for real.
That's amazing.
You know, and that's what Rauw told me since day one. Like, yo, don't stop. We were talking in the fucking deli. It was just like, bro, now that I have you on this album, this is what he told me. He was like, now that I have you on this album, you can't stop now. Like, don't. He said it in a way. It's like, yo, don't make me look dumb, bro. Like, I gave you like.
I gave you the alley-oop, yeah.
Yeah, I gave you. I'm giving you an alley-oop. Now you can't stop.
Now you
now, like you can't. And I'm like, bet. You know what I mean? I'm like, I haven't been stopping. Like, Planta's blowing up. I'm like, it's fucking up. Like, you know. So we've been working, and Rauw has been really supportive of Planta, really supportive of me as a solo artist. Like, it was great.
How does that make you guys look back at your first show at like Café Colmado?
It's the same energy, man. Because Café Colmado. It's almost unfair because, like, bro, it's when Planta came out, it was over a culmination of so many years of community building.
Yeah.
So it's like, I knew all of the DJs in the LES. We knew most of the poppin' DJs in Brooklyn. Like, we partied everywhere around New York. We're speaking to these people with the same language.
Yeah.
Something refreshing. It makes people want to get up and be like fucking. ¿Cómo te digo? Just advocates. There you go. Advocates for us.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, have you heard this? Like, people are sharing our shit. Like, yo.
It was split. It was very split in the sense of, like, you had the people that have seen us grind for years.
Yeah.
It was a little community. I want to say a little community compared to
compared to the rest of the world,
we're getting
of course.
now. You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? But
it's
strong.
Just because it's a little community, is very strong, very
strong.
powerful. Everyone's connected. Like, like Kenny. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, we know people that we didn't know of each other for like, and you know them for years. I know them for years. And now it's like, this is sparked and now everyone's kind of like here.
Right.
And like, it just feels great because for us at least, like the whole Rauw thing for Sasso, it feels great for us because we've worked for this for so long. You know what I mean? Like, and finally getting that like stamp of, it was kind of felt like a stamp of approval. Like first Planta's going, but then also hearing someone at such a high caliber call out to us and be like, yo, I love what you're doing. I appreciate it. But for just this song real quick, I want to highlight Sasso. Yo, that felt so great because it was like, yo, finally, that chapter feels like it got completed of like all the hard work that we did for Sasso.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it didn't feel like, oh, now Sasso's getting known because of Planta.
Right.
It's like, nah, they knew what was up. Some people, but like even like we're knowing, we having meetings that we're planning shit for like the next year.
Yeah.
It's so much ahead, and this is just us. I can only imagine an artist like that, you know what I mean? So it just felt great. Like going from that to that, seeing Sasso perform at a fucking cafe in DR, and now we're going to a Café Colmado in New York. We shutting this shit down first show. We just decided like, yo, fuck it. Let's just do some random shit from my homegirl that La Mami and La Chula in charge that just set it up, and we were like,
shout out to Mami
boom,
Chula.
boom, boom. And then we get there, and we don't know what to expect. We're just thinking at least with our small group, it's going to feel kind of packed.
Right. Yeah. Also goes to show that for people that think like, oh, I have to do this kind of music because that's what's popping right now, like you really don't. You might not get your flowers right now, but if you keep consistent over it, like people are going to realize that you're going to birth children, essentially. Like, you know, how a lot of folks in the rap game have their fucking clones or their children like over the new generation, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not to mention any names, but it goes to show it's like you have to meet people where you're at, but also you have to kind of push the boundaries. Like you never know who's listening. You never know when the music that you've been highlighting your whole life is gonna, I think a good reference to this will be corridos. You know, how people have been doing corridos for a really long time, and it wasn't until very recently that people started getting put on, and now it's like a fucking global sensation. You know what I mean? Like,
very big.
Like
Huge.
now, it's global.
That's an understatement, but
Yeah, it's global.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like these are people that have been doing corridos in their own way for a really long time, and it's like now is when people are paying attention. So always push the button, like always stay authentic, and like keep going, and don't feel pressured to do a drill song if it doesn't call for you to do it. If that's not what you're doing, don't do it for the wrong reasons, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Like, it's like your audience is going to know when it's forced.
But not everyone, the thing, what I feel like, and I don't want to say it's the sad thing, but like, not everyone knows that.
Well,
you
that's
know
what
what
I'm
I mean?
saying.
Like,
you know what I
people
mean?
were dead. Put
People
on a
would
Yankee
rather
hat.
try to copy like Cash Cobain than make their own way.
Because they're also very heavily inspired. Like, you can't,
But
you
could
know what
do
I mean?
that too.
Yeah,
like,
but you can do that too. You can do that without sounding like you're copying somebody, though.
That's what I'm saying. It's
Again,
you can
we
always start off this
understand
way.
that.
Yeah,
You know,
we
like we're
understand
talking the
that,
same
yeah.
language, but there's kids out there that they
don't get
see.
it. Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, I grew up, I'm playing ball, I wanted to be like Iverson.
Always
You know what I'm
strive.
saying? And I just want to let other people know, like, the difference between copying or being very influenced and, like, you know, you feel like
You can start
like you
sounding,
got a hero.
You can start sounding like Cardi. You can start sounding like You can start sounding like fucking Kendrick. You can start sounding like these people, because everybody starts off emulating this, that, and the third. Like, we all have idols. We all have like, yo, I want to do stuff like this. But eventually along the line, don't start doing shit because your favorite artist is doing that. Like, now is like, once you start, like, that's fine. But along the line, you have to start taking a good look in the mirror. It's like, who I am, what am I bringing? Because everybody's bringing something to this industry. So it's like, what are you bringing that's going to be different, that's going to make you stand out? If you're going to do this as a business. If you're going to do this just for music, like, for music's sake and to fulfill yourself and maybe show it with your friends, what have you, do whatever you want. But if you're going to be part of, like, culture shifting movements, you have to stay genuine to you. You have to bring something to the table. You can't just say things for saying things' sake. Like, it's a very, very saturated business.
Yeah.
It's a very, very saturated business, and everybody's saying the same shit. So what are you doing that's different and that's you? Because again, people are gonna smell that shit off of you if it's fake. You know what I mean? Yeah. Along the line.
Yeah, along the line. Along the line. So, I mean, let's talk about the project. So, Volume 1 out now. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
Punk Wave, Sin
Barreras.
You know what I'm saying? Volume 1 out now. The project, first of all, is incredible. Obviously, it's like you guys said, it's like part one of a trilogy, right? Of projects, right? Because even listen to it, obviously there's a bunch of records out that we've already have heard and we're already love and we're already familiar with, right? But going into the creation of this project, like and also I guess in the whole series, right? What was the intention behind spreading this out into multiple volumes?
So basically,
excuse me.
Once I guess like once we started when we did That's My Bitch, right? We felt something was different, like something shifted. And I'm not saying, because I've heard post-punk Latino music. A lot of people have done covers with post-punk genres, you know what I mean? And they take like reggaeton songs and turn it into this or whatever.
Sure, yeah.
But what we did, it just felt very different. Similar, very like, you know, people could understand it, but it felt different. And once that happened, Sasso and I got to work. Like, we just made song after. Every time we went in the studio, we made another one and another one. It was just like vomit. Like, it was just like boom, boom, boom. But then it got to a point where we got so over-consumed with like so many songs. We're like, whoa, we can't just play this to everyone at once because it's going to be hard to consume. We got to understand, for us, it feels like we finally getting this out. But for the world, for them to like really digest it, it's too much at once. So we were just sitting there, we're thinking like, damn, should we do an EP to an album and give y'all everything after the EP, like once you get to know us? And then having the whole Inglés Sin Barreras inspiration from it, which is, you know, Punk Wave Sin Barreras, they did volumes. And we were like, why not just drop it in volumes? Because to learn a language, they couldn't just give you one disc and that's it. Because Inglés Sin Barreras was teaching these, you know, immigrants how to speak English.
Right.
They couldn't just give you just one disc. So it was like, yo, we're already like going with this. Let's like do the same formula. Let's give people just a bit of enough to learn this language. It's just a new language. Like, same fucking letters, same vowels, but it's just a new language. And that's why we decided to just like split it all up, which a lot of people don't know. They just think that this is it. And they love it. And I appreciate all of you. But just know that this is coming in volumes. And it's not even, in my opinion, I don't even think it's going to be a trilogy. I think it's just going to be volume 4, 5, 6. And we're, like, the goal is to change how people even drop music. I miss the mixtape days. You know what I mean? I miss when you were able to just like go in the studio and just drop shit, and then just people feel like I'll go on that piff, and I'm like, oh, I got a whole new.
Like, you gotta actually search for the music. Like, you have to actually find the music that you want to go get. You gotta download. You gotta put it on. You gotta figure out how to burn it. Put it onto your iPad or an iPod. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it felt more for me.
Yeah.
It felt like I discovered this shit. It wasn't just like thrown at me. You know what I mean? And I like. We had an interview with some woman in Miami, and she was like, oh, my friends are trying to put me onto Planta, and I was immediate like, I was there from That's My Bitch, you don't know about them.
Right,
and I felt like, yo, that used to be me with artists, and now that's happening to us. It felt great. And that's just that, like answering that question.
I think Punkways Sin Barreras, it being the influence from the Rosetta Stone of Spanish people learning English, Inglés Sin Barreras is true to what we're doing. Like, we're both from DR, we're both from New York, and we are that bridge between the Latin and the U.S. So it's like bringing volumes and the truest sense of what Inglés Sin Barreras, but now Punkways Sin Barreras is like, again, it's organic. It's not forced. It's something that my mom bought in the early 2000s, something that AKA's mom's bought in the early. Everybody's fucking immigrant parent can relate to it that was trying to learn English at that time. So we're really just trying to tap into what we grew up listening to, looking at, listening, like being like, and that way. You know what I mean?
Right. I also love like the "You Not From New York" minute long thing at the bottom.
Yeah.
Shout out to Rainey, man.
Shout out Rainey, yeah.
Shout out. First of all, Rainey's actually coming to do OTR soon.
Oh, word.
Yeah, Rainey's doing OTR next week.
Good.
That's cool.
But I thought that was funny because, like, I again, like when I listen to songs like or projects, I listen to it kind of blind. So I was just like I was just listening through the project, and then when that came, I'm like, wait, is this like an interlude? Is this like a song? And then I looked at the actual project itself, like I'm looking at it on Spotify right now, and I was like, oh, like you actually made these like their own individual tracks on here.
Yeah, 100%. And I remember Rainey he got on a rant on IG stories.
As he does.
He does, and we're very supportive of Rainey, of his music and everything. Like, I appreciate his mind is old. He's one of us, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he went on this rant, and I was just pissed off at like these girls that moved into Brooklyn and they was trying to talk some shit. Something just like clicked for me. Like, it was so like relevant what he was saying, and I was like, I called him like, yo, I need that rant. Like, this is the perfect, because again, going back to the mixtape eras, like there was so much skits, interludes, and stuff that build projects that you felt like, oh, maybe I'm not from Atlanta, but hearing what they gotta say, I can get like I can paint a picture in my head of, like, they're painting a picture for you of like who they are or something like that. You know what I mean? And when I heard that rant, I just called him immediately, like, yo, I need this.
And he talking about like the Dipset, talking about the Pels, he's talking about the student Metro cards. He's just going on about like shit that we grew up on. You know what I'm saying?
Códigos.
It's very códigos, codes and shit that you appreciated it.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? And that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to just like not only give stuff to the people that like appreciate it around the world, but also where we come from.
Right.
Like, like, here, that's for y'all.
And obviously, like, Oi's on the project, right? And Oi is, like, obviously a huge song. You did it on Colors, you did it here, right? It was funny because, like, when I'm at the, like, this is kind of like a two-part. Like, when I'm at the party, right, I'm like, they're like, we need all the Ois to the stage. And then the next morning, I was watching, like, the trailers for the project, and you have Bro on there talking about, like, the different definitions of, like, what a Oi is.
Yeah.
So
shout out to Andy Boots, man.
Shout out to Andy, man. So, like, conceptualize that, like, what is a oi for the people who haven't seen like that clip of Andy kind of breaking it down?
Oi, all right. So Oi started off. This is crazy because I gotta like get back. We're building Sasso's career.
Yeah.
Right. Sasso's doing his Baile funk thing. So Sasso's little like tagline all the time is like Oi. It's very from the Portuguese, Brazilian.
Yeah.
Like if you listen to Baile Funky, oi is everywhere. I mean, that's how they say, hey, what's up? Oi.
And
Yo,
then
oi. Ooh.
it also is in like the UK.
Right.
You know, Oi. It's in fucking Australia.
YT in the UK uses it as like part of his style. Like, oi! Like, yeah, it's like a girl
Right.
saying it, yeah.
Yeah.
Then you got the Japanese say it. And it's so many other things, right?
Oi
so
translates in so many cultures.
it's just it's a sound. Dominican speaking automatopoeia. Like we say con con. Con con is the sound of you scraping out like the burnt rice. Y'all say pegao,
Yeah.
which makes more sense to be honest, but con con is just it's the
We speak in
automatopoeia. of it.
onomatopoeia.
So oi, right? And then we had come up with this idea for Sasso that was like, you know, you're Dominican mixing the Spanish with the baile funk and the Portuguese and the. How about you start saying mañana no, hoy, which is like, oh shit, like you're saying the hoy in both ways.
Yeah.
Then I'm just at a random bar, Clockwork, and there's this guy named Boogie, and he's there, and he's looking at me and my boy, Rare Style, and he's like, yo, y'all look like you're in a band. Mind you, Planta did not exist yet. It was almost about to start. Like
At that time, it was just Sasso and AKA The Dark
yeah,
Knight.
it was just, that's my bitch. And, you know, we didn't really get there yet. But anyways, the point is, like, he had put us down to the oi movement. How, like, you know, there's a big difference between skinheads and boneheads. A lot of people get it confused. They think skinheads are, like, more of, like, this, like, radical racism group and shit. But, like, nah, it's just, like, people coming together, shaving their heads because a lot of kids out in fucking the UK would come from, like, Jamaica or something, and they would, like, pick on their hairs, and, like, everyone stood together. They're like, nah, you shave your head because you getting picked on, I'm shaving my shit to stand with you. There's a lot of unity to it. And I got back to the crib, and I'm like, yo, we need to make a song now using what you do and how we turn oi to mañana no oi to, like, now universally, like, let's bring everyone together with this oi. And what could we say with oi? Like, mañana no oi. Like, I want my shit today. As us, like, you know, the underdogs fighting for what we want, you know? And then from that song, the people that have heard it and it's not out yet, they're all hearing it and they're like, oi, oi. And instead of saying, that's my boy, people started taking out the B and like, oh, that's my oi. And then a lot of people started saying it, but it was like, how do we differentiate our ois, which we're accepting? Everyone's a fucking oi.
Right.
To the actual people that are here, like in the factory, putting those shit together. And it's like, nah, that's my oyster. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, because the world is your oyster, you know what I mean? And like, if you're looking at someone that you're really close with, like, that's your world, you know what I mean? That's my oyster. And it just started building, and we just had fun with it. It's like freestyling. Everyone's going in.
And workshop our words a lot. You know, that's how we came up with oi, meaning today, but also meaning yo, meaning so many other things. Oi has a very, very deep significance culturally, obviously through language. It translates language through onomatopoeia. So it's a word that I've been saying, just kind of emulating a lot of the Brazilian MCs that I used to listen to back then when I was starting up. Because again, I just wanted to bring the sounds of Brazil. Shout out to SOBs. Bring the sounds and the music of Brazilian funk to New York in a Dominican way. You know what I'm saying? So how could we mix with the skinheads and the oi movement, mix with people in the UK and their oi movement and bring it all together? You know what I mean?
Sick. I love that. And I love how, like, in the skits, too, like, it kind of just showcased, like, that diaspora, New York City, like, culture. You know what I'm saying? Him being in the bodega, him being outside, like, it all felt very, like, New York, but also, like, very Dominican, Puerto Rican, Latino, New York City at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really appreciated that.
Fuck yeah.
When can we expect Volume 2?
Next year, for sure.
Okay.
We have a tour coming in the beginning of March. So be on the lookout for that. So we're gonna have a lot of releases leading up to the EP around that time. So we don't have a specific date.
Yeah.
But definitely, I want to say February, March, April, like between those three months.
Yeah.
But right
we
now,
keep it close. We're
Yeah,
not
yeah,
trying
yeah,
to
yeah,
stretch
close.
this like,
yeah.
boom, and
Keep
another
hitting
one.
them with shit.
Yeah.
And of course, like also expect not us sticking to a sound because Planta is everything and everything is Planta. Therefore, we're not. Our next song is not going to sound like our last song, but also it will encapsulate the punk attitude, our Latino, Afro, Taino roots, our New York energy, and everything else like surrounding that.
Like we'll get that like Baile funk Planta song.
Why not?
Yeah. And if you listen, like, you know, if you listen to EP1, every song has a bit of a shift in genre, but everything, you feel it. Like
feel
it's all cohesive. You know what I mean? And that's our goal, to make sure, like, yeah, we do, although we love all these songs, we want to give you our perspective on it.
Yeah.
Right.
And keep that.
Well, Dante just went to the bathroom, but Dante told me to ask you, who's a bigger Yellow Card fan?
Who's a bigger Yellow Card
I'm
fan?
gonna be honest with you, like,
I
I didn't
know why.
I mean, why yellow card?
Why Yellow
But
Card?
I get it
But
because
he's
it
in the
was during.
bathroom. I don't know.
It's cool. I mean, but I think it was the time where we were listening to the some 41s, Blink 182s, Taking Back Sunday, and Yellow Card. But to be honest, I wasn't that big into Yellow Card. I
Me
was more
neither.
into Blink 182 and Sum 41.
Honestly, the only Yellow Card
Is Ocean Avenue,
Is
right?
Ocean Avenue is
Yeah,
the
like,
only
I don't-
song that really.
I never really tapped into those guys.
So I don't know.
Like
that
that.
Dante's the bigger.
Dante might be
Dante's
the
a
Dante.
bigger
I don't know
Yellow
if you can
Card
hear he's in the
fan.
bathroom, but like he might be the biggest Yellow Card fan.
Yeah.
'Cause I was more into like Linkin Park, Green Day, Paramore. Like that was more
That
my
type of
type of
shit.
speed than like than
But they did have that one fucking banger.
No, they did
Yeah,
it,
they
which
did.
we all had.
Like they had that one banger, but I don't know. It wasn't enough. I guess like where my life was at to
Why Yellow Card?
yeah.
Because every house party we went to, Yellow Card played at least one time. I need to know.
But the Yellow Card has
But that
one
one
song
time,
that they
with
play
the one
everywhere.
time
Yeah,
they
one
played that
song.
one
There's a
song.
place off Ocean Avenue that like
But it was just that one song.
that one song.
You know, so like
they ran up that one
So
song.
I am a Yellow Card fan for that one song.
Every house party, there was one moment where we were listening to Yellow Card and we were singing it.
Shout out Yellow Card.
Shout
man.
out Yellow Card, man.
yeah, the Yellow Card's also part of this whole thing
Yeah,
too.
I mean, we
Like,
grew up with Ocean Avenue, so it definitely influenced us in one way or another.
Also, we came up with this also Dante because he helps produce the show. He said we're gonna name some neighborhoods in the city, right? And you're gonna say the first word that comes to your mind when we name them.
All right,
Yo,
bro.
you just locked.
I'm trying
He
to.
locked the fuck in.
Like,
Yeah, wait, it's a rapid question. so
how
we
do
gotta-
how are we doing this? Are we doing this like shoot you go, the next one I go, or
whatever
we
comes
both
up.
go?
Yeah, whatever comes up. because
whatever comes up, yeah,
I
just-
might have something.
All right,
you
but at
have.
the same time.
All right,
Yeah.
ready? 3, 2, 1. Dykeman.
Cachapaima.
I mean, Dominican as fuck.
Dominican as fuck. Washington Heights.
Fuck.
Locksmith.
A godmother.
Godmother.
Oh yeah,
Bushwick.
Brooklyn bitches.
Brooklyn bitches. Yeah, her.
LES.
Oh.
My early 20s and all of my 20s.
Pianos.
Pianos. It's not a good thing that you said that, by the way.
I honestly.
No, it's
like,
okay. I respect it. Castle Hill.
Where I grew up.
Nutcrackers.
Okay. Last one. Grand Concourse.
Me almost getting jumped by 161.
Ooh. Yankee Stadium.
Wait, can I know the story of you almost getting jumped on 161st?
So around that time, I think it was like a lot of Latin Kings that was running that.
Okay.
And you just kind of had to be careful, like which stop you got off. Around that time, I used to see this shorty I went to high school with, and she used to live on 163rd. I think it was like 163rd in Girard.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was just one of those like classic scenarios of like, hey, can you come and get me downstairs? Because there's a bunch of niggas up front.
Bro.
You know what I'm saying? And it was just like, that's probably like the earliest memory. When I got here to the Bronx, I was like 14, 15. So that was my first memory of Grand Concourse. So that's the first thing that came to mind.
Trauma.
Yeah.
Trauma.
Yeah, Grand Concourse around that time, it was dangerous, man. Like it had a lot of shit going on.
I had a lot of fun at Grand Concourse. The house
The
parties.
house parties,
Yeah,
no, of course, like it was the good with the bad. Like
Even
that's
even
really
like
what it is.
going up to like 161, like the movie theater. What's it called? There's a movie theater on 161,
Okay.
like right by the courthouse.
Right, like at the plaza.
I seen Pokemon the first movie.
Yeah, across the street.
There,
Like the year 2000?
No. 19 the Mewtwo. The year 2000 was the Lugia one.
Oh, that was the Lugia one.
But the Mewtwo one, the first is like
think
Pokemon
now-
the first movie.
Yeah.
They gave out Pokemon cards at the ticket box thing.
Uh-huh.
Like when you got your ticket, they gave you a random card.
I think
I
that
remember I was
a
chilling with the
supermarket.
friends.
Like the movie theater.
There was like a food bazaar and like it's there still. I don't know if it's still there.
movie theater?
I know there's a
I
little
doubt it.
buffet.
This long? No, I doubt it.
Yeah, on 161 because
I
I
think
know
it's
it's probably
still- I
right
think it
across
low-key is
the.
Oh, it's still there? Okay,
it's
there you go.
definitely still
Okay.
there.
Fact check. It's still in 161 across the criminal courthouse, where I also used to work. So I should have known that.
Well, I mean, hey, that was good. That was good. So, okay, so we got volume 2 on the way. We got a tour coming up.
Yeah.
I gotta ask, did you make anything else with Rauw, or was it just that one song?
I think it's right now. It's like we're building that relationship. Just here to support Rauw and his endeavors with Cosa Nuestra Capítulo Cero.
It's a great
but
PR
I'm
answer.
sure it's not the last. Wait, what?
I whispered, he heard it. I said, this is a great PR answer. Look at his face.
Yeah.
It's okay, now finish. Get your shit off.
Cosa Nuestra Capítulo Cero out now. Shout out to Rauw.
Shout out.
Who knows? Maybe. Like
maybe.
I think he would be open to her, but right now to this day there's no Rauw Planta feature. But I think hopefully it's in the works.
Word. Well, I'm glad to see you guys doing amazing. Congrats. EP Volume 1 out now. Go check that out. Volume 2 on the way. Volume 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Type shit.
All coming. What else we have coming up that the people got to know about before we get out of here today?
Volume 2 on the way. Punk Way Sin Barreras Volume 1 just came out, so go and enjoy that. It's an intro to who we are and how we're going to stamp our identity and our place in this industry.
Yes.
So, just like get to know us, man. We're going to be here for a good time and a long
Also,
time.
it's not only just we're gonna be here for a long time for sure. But like, it's not only who we are, it's who like y'all are, and like you can use this to like finally play to your girlfriend or your cousin or your mom or your uncle. Like, get to know. It's called conociéndonos, and it's not just us. It's all of us. Yeah. The same way you're like, oh, you play Linkin Park, Daddy, you my people. Yeah. Now you could play this to someone and be like, yo, you want to really get to know who I am? Here. Actually, a fan sent us their Hinge profile. Yeah. And it said, before you get to know, before we talk, listen to Planta Industrial. And that was their bio.
That's fire.
That was kind of crazy.
And that's a
lit.
great,
like, it was good.
That's
like,
a great PR answer.
That is
I couldn't have said that shit better, man.
Anyways, yeah, it's for all of us. And like for those that, relate with us, thank you. We made this for all of us so we can finally have a platform.
Yes.
That's it.
There you go, man. Well, look, I appreciate y'all being in the building. Make sure you go follow them at Planta Industrial on everything. Till next time, the Frequency on the Radar, a.k.a. The Dark Knight. Oh, I said a.k.a. The Dark Knight. Sasso in the building, Planta Industrial. Yeah.
Thank you for having us, man.
Of course,
Fuck
man.
yeah, bro.